What's up, YouTube? It's Carolina Calvin coming back to you with the NFL 2015 Week 2 picks. Last week I went 11-5. I think that's pretty good, especially first week. You just don't know how any of these teams will play. You saw a lot of sloppy play. Of course, Week 2 has already started with the Thursday night game. Denver Broncos headed to Kansas City to play the Chiefs. If you follow me on Twitter, I picked that game. I picked the Broncos. No one expected it to end with the way it ended. I'm pretty sure coming into that, no one said the Broncos are gonna win on a last minute fumble recovery for a touchdown. You know, but I'm starting out the week 1-0. I'm gonna quickly go through these games. Houston Texans head to Carolina to play the Panthers. I'm gonna take the Panthers. No Luke Kuechly. This is kind of a homer pick, but no Luke Kuechly. Uh, like I said, they clean up some of the drops. They had some problems with drops against the Jaguars. I think those guys' hands become a little bit more reliable, which that's expecting a lot with the talent that they have at receiver. Defense, even when Luke Kuechly was gone, they still looked pretty good. AJ Klein's gonna be the guy for the Texans. JJ Watt's a beast. Ryan Mallett came in, for Brian Hoyer, looked a lot better. He's gonna be the starter, but I'm still gonna pick Carolina in this game. Next game, San Francisco 49ers head to Pittsburgh to play Steelers. Steelers, Antonio Brown, Ben Roethlisberger. Roethlisberger didn't look that good. Of course, they still won't have Le'Veon Bell or Martavis Bryant or Mike Pouncey, and that defense looked bad against the Patriots. But that's the Patriots. They hurry up offense. It'll have a lot of teams' defenses confused. But the Steelers look completely unprepared for that game. The Niners, much to a lot of people's surprise, run game looked pretty good. Kaepernick played, not really great numbers, but it was just looking at him play. He was looking at different progressions. Instead of run first, he was looking down the field. He was running to pass. And if they understand what that means, he was buying time so he can make throws so guys can get open down the field. And I think with this athleticism, that's what he needs to start doing. Instead of just looking at one guy, he's not open and taking off running. I'm gonna pick the Niners in this one. I think they're gonna play better because there was the Patriots offense last week, so I think they're gonna play better. But I like what I saw from that 49ers run game. Carlos Hyde, he's on my fantasy team. He was a steal, especially for week 1. So I'm going to go with the Niners in that one. Next game, Tampa Bay Buccaneers head to New Orleans to play Saints. Tampa Bay looked like garbage. Offensive line was bad. The quarterback didn't help. I didn't see anything, was saying, well, I didn't see any flashes of brilliance. He looked horrible. His first throw was an interception. He stared down the receiver, bam, pick. You can't do that in the NFL. Guys are just too good in the NFL. You can't do that. The Saints, injuries in the secondary, man. Kenny Lewis, Jarius Byrd, guys are injured, and Arizona took advantage of it. But this is not the Arizona Cardinals. This is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm gonna go with the Saints. Next game, Detroit Lions head to Minnesota to play the Vikings. Vikings had a horrible showing. Offensive line was bad. Defense, the defense, Carlos Hyde and that 49ers offensive line ran shop on them. They got completely gashed. Detroit Lions played a pretty close game against the Chargers. I'm going to go with the Lions in this one. Although Adrian Peterson does have a history of having great games against the Lions, we just haven't seen, he didn't get a bunch of touches in the Niners game. And who knows how many touches he gets in this game. So I'm going to go with the Lions. Next game, the Arizona Cardinals head to Chicago to play the Bears. I'm going to go with the Cardinals. Although, the Bears, they looked okay against Green Bay. They were able to keep the game close, but division rival. Like I said, some of these, a lot of these teams, players play up for games like that. This is a team out of your division, team you rarely have seen. I'm gonna go with the Cardinals in this one. I like Carson Palmer, receiver John Brown. Like what I saw from them. No Andre Ellington, no Mikey Potty. I'm gonna still go with the Cardinals. I think the Bears are in rebuild mode. Next game, New England Patriots head to Buffalo to play the Bills. division rival, so there's no telling what's gonna happen. Obviously, you can't predict a football game. I'm gonna go with the Patriots. I think the Patriots win this game. I think they win in a close one. Wow, this is honestly a difficult one to pick because that Bills defense is really good. It's definitely not the Pittsburgh Steelers defense, and the offense looks surprisingly well. They look surprisingly good against the Colts. But I'm still gonna go with the Patriots. My head, something telling me to pick the Patriots. Next game, San Diego Chargers head to Cincinnati to play the Bengals. The Bengals played Oakland, man, and the Chargers had a good win against the Detroit Lions. I'm gonna go with the Chargers. I think that secondary, Flowers, Weddle, I think those guys are underrated. Next game, Tennessee Titans head to Cleveland to play the Browns. Now, the Titans, especially for week 2 picks, seeing how they looked in week 1, they're a fool's gold pick. Why? Because they destroyed a bad Tampa Bay team. We can say the same thing about Carolina, but look how many, Mariota had 4 touchdowns. A lot of people are hyping that up, but look at his attempts. I believe it was around 19 attempts, 200 something yards. So that means it was yards after catch, and it was short yards, which the turnovers that Tampa Bay committed. The Browns didn't look much better. They got destroyed by a Jets team. So you can honestly flip a coin with this game. I'm gonna go with the Browns. Should I flip a coin? Fuck it. Heads Browns, tails Titans. Fuck. Oh, I got tails. I guess I gotta go with Titans. Whatever. Next game, Atlanta Falcons head to New York to play the Giants. The Falcons, I like what I saw from Julio Jones. The offensive line did a good job protecting, especially seeing in the preseason they were awful. When the starters were out there. The Giants gave up that game to the Cowboys, plain and simple. I'm going to go with the Giants. I think in that Eagles game, Sam Bradford started getting comfortable. There was no pass rush, and he was able to move the ball up and down the field. I think the Falcons made enough stops to win that game. But I think the Giants can take advantage of that for them start. No Victor Cruz. He's still huge, man. Odell Beckham didn't play well against the Cowboys. Maybe this could be his bounce back game because Eli's going to have a lot of time to throw the ball. Next game, this is the last of the 1 o'clock game. St. Louis Rams head to Washington to play the Redskins. The Redskins defense I think they played good. They held the Dolphins to 17 points. Offense didn't look much better. Kirk Cousins, I believe he had 3 interceptions. The offense didn't look much better. And the Rams defense is pretty good. And I like Nick Foles. He's more reliable in terms of health than Sam Bradford was. That's why they made the trade. I'm going to go with the Rams in this game. Like I said, they played a division game. They beat the Seahawks, but they always play well against the Seahawks. But I'm going to pick them in this Redskins game. 4 o'clock, the start of 4 o'clock games. The Dolphins head to Jacksonville to play the Jaguars. I like what I saw from the Jaguars front 7. Then again, there's the Panthers offensive line, which is not that great. Jaguars offense was horrendous. They made some plays. You counted the end of the 2-minute one. They made some plays, but for the most part, they were bad. The Dolphins, I think they'll be able to make some plays in this game. I think this is where Ndamukong Suh, Cameron Wake really feast on a bad Jacksonville offensive line and the bad Jacksonville offense. I think that this is when you really see them step up. So I'm going to go with the Dolphins in this one. Next game, Baltimore Ravens head to Oakland to play the Raiders. It's Oakland, man. Baltimore's defense is still pretty good. It's unfortunate to hear the news about Terrell Suggs tearing his Achilles, but it's the Raiders, man. I'm going to go with the Ravens. Last of the 4 o'clock game, Dallas Cowboys head to Philly to play the Eagles, division game, back-to-back division games. Cowboys lose Dez Bryant. Huge loss. And the Eagles started to really show some flashes. And they showed that three-headed monster with those running backs. And Sam Bradford. Sam Bradford started to be able to move the ball down the field. I'm still gonna pick the Cowboys. I think somebody else steps up in Dez Bryant's place. Cause a lot of people are picking against them because no Dez Bryant. But I think somebody else comes in and steps up. Terrence Williams needs to step up. Jason Witten played a good game. Made the game-winning touchdown. It's kind of like with the Patriots. Is this something telling me to pick them? So I'm going to go with the Cowboys in this one. Next game, Seattle Seahawks head to Green Bay to play the Packers. Seattle got beat by the Rams, gave up a lot of points, but it's a division game. I think the defense steps up. We have to see what's going on with this Cam Chancellor thing. But I think the defense steps up and starts to make some plays and play the way we expected them to. Now, obviously, they're not going to be as good, especially if this whole Cam Chancellor thing doesn't get resolved. I think the offense, they were able to hang some points up. But I think the defense is the one thing that's going to be, it's going to be different. And it's crazy to say, seeing they're playing a better offense in Green Bay. But that's just something I'm predicting. I think the defense is going to look better. So I'm going to go with Seattle in this one. And that was the Sunday night game. The Monday night game, watching the Ole Miss Alabama game, this one got advertised a lot. New York Jets head to Indianapolis to play the Colts. Colts had a bad showing against Buffalo. I think a lot of people are looking too much into it. Yeah, it was week 1. Buffalo beat them pretty bad. Buffalo's a good team. It wasn't like they got beat by scrubs. I'm gonna go with let me see. I'm gonna go with the Colts, but before that, the Jets looked good against the Browns. Defense definitely revamped. No Cromartie. The defense looked better. Fitzpatrick, the very unreliable Fitzpatrick, Fitzpat-Pick, which a lot of people call him, had a good game, but that's what he does. He'll have a good game, come back the next game and throw a bunch of picks. He's like that. That's why he's been on so many different teams, because he hasn't been reliable. But I'm gonna go with the Colts to have a bounce back win. I'm gonna have each and every week the picks of the prior week. I'm gonna have that down in the description. Let me see. It was something else I was gonna say. Oh yeah. How I do the Thursday games. If I'm not able to get a video up, then I'm gonna just tweet it. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll see it. And and if you don't believe me, just go back and check it. I don't know. They're just NFL picks. I've been pretty good with the picks, so I've done this last couple years. I've done it just like that actually. But I thought I could change it up. Which when I feel like it, I'll do a video. But let me know what you think about this video. Of course, hit the thumbs up button if you like this video and subscribe. Thanks for watching.